All right, we can start now. So today is Tuesday, and on Tuesday, we know what we do. For writing, what we do the second part, that is LO. That means yesterday we completed M and E. What is M and E? M means marking, and then yesterday we also completed elimination. I think it is very clear to all of you. I think there's no need of any more, no repetition is required for this one. Marking was done yesterday, elimination also was yesterday. And after marking, we have got this one. This is the result of marking. We have marked all these things 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13 items have been extracted after elimination. Okay, so I hope you understood. Marking and elimination. After marking and elimination, we have got this much. Now, using the paddock, please remember this word, PP, RR, AA, 5 times D, and 1 W and 1 K. What is P? We know. Patient's name, Tom Clark, plus, okay. Then, so this you have to, everybody, when you go for the examination, you have to do this one. It is compulsory. When you look for these information, your understanding of the letter will be much more clear and you will not commit any mistake. P2, that is a purpose, home visits. R1, that is the recipient, Mr. Amit Kumar, who is a physiotherapist. R2 is same as P2, that means P2 and R2 are same here, home visits. Okay. A1, that is admission condition. It was a motorcycle accident, injury of the left elbow, and he had pain. Okay. Then A2, that is admission date. Please listen carefully. Try to be completely silent in the class. Okay. Because this is a kind of a magic. If you ask me if there is any magic in OET, yes, there is a magic. This is one of the magics. That is our Mellon's method of writing letters. If you're a beginner, you will have some issues at the starting. But of course, no problem. You can watch the video of yesterday. I'll make it available. It is already uploaded in the main group also. You can go through these videos and you will definitely be able to pass in your OET writing without any kind of personal trainer. Personal training usually costs everywhere. It costs something around 5,000 rupees in Indian rupees. Okay, so but if you attend these classes for just 10 days, a lot of changes will happen and you will understand how to write letter writing. Okay, coming to the next one, D1, that is discharge condition. When the patient was discharged, he was still having stiffness, limited range of motion, pain and everything. And discharge date is also given here. All these 13 points are very important. D2 and D3. D3 is all about the date of writing. D3 is date of writing. Okay. So in some of the cases or most of the cases, D3 and D2 will be the same. D3 and D2 will be the same. That means you will be writing the letter on the day of discharge. Okay. We have got the D4, which is whether the patient is diagnosed or not diagnosed. How do we know a patient is diagnosed? If the patient was provided treatment, that means the patient was diagnosed, because nobody will provide treatment without diagnosing. Okay, so this is very important, whether the patient is diagnosed or not diagnosed. So we know in this case notes also we can understand that the patient was diagnosed and treated. And then there is another one. D5 is all about the direction. Please mute your mic, everybody. Please mute.
So in this ABA notes.
No, yeah, you're asking me. Okay. Actually, yesterday when we discussed this one, there is a confusion about this one. A, B, C will be the right one for here. ABC means the patient is coming from the patient's home. Okay. The patient is coming to your facility, which is always B. Now the patient is being sent to, okay, although the patient is being sent home, but the patient is, patient is being referred to a third person who doesn't know. about the patient. So in that way, we can easily understand it is not a known case. ABCs are never known cases. Most of the cases, ABC are like a patient is coming from home, okay, or the site of the accident, okay, and then coming to your facility, which is always B. And then you are sending the patient or you are writing the letter to another person, that is a physiotherapist. So that's the reason why I call it ABC. Okay, ABC. Because if I say it is ABA, if I say if it is ABA, because of course it is ABA because patient is coming from home, coming to your place and going back to home. Yes, that is in a way that is ABA. But basically we have to look at the patient is coming from the patient's home and to the facility. And now the letter is being written to a third person, that is an unknown person. So it is easy for you. If I write ABA here, what will you think? Okay, every ABA is a known case. So you will think it is a known case. So in the examination hall, you can commit a mistake. That's the reason I am writing here ABC here. Okay, try to understand this one. It's very important. And please, Lucy, as usual, there is some kind of noises from your side. Please mute your mic. Everybody, please mute your mic. Please, please. It's very important. Otherwise, okay. Now that is ABC. See, we are doing Prado right now. Okay, and then we have got the next one, that is W. W means the writer. You are a nurse, Ramona de Costa. Okay, you're a nurse, and of course your hospital's name is also mentioned here. And then the last one is K. K of Prado is known case or not known case. So in this one, we know that the recipient or Mr. Amit Kumar has not been contacted earlier. So we are writing this letter for to Mr. Amit Kumar for the first time. There is no mention that he had been or he was contacted over the phone or any other means. So it is a not known case. We have got all the Prado. Anybody having any issues with the Prado, please? Did I make any mistake? You can point it out. Okay, I think we have done this. Now, so everybody, before starting the letter writing, you have to complete the
Sir,
yeah.
sir, that R2 is not like rehabilitation program, no, sir? R2.
R2 means request. Okay, rehabilitation program. Did we see anything like a rehabilitation program in the letter?
Rehab. That is 29 rehab program.
Where is it?
It means rehabilitation, no?
Yeah, really. Where is it?
29 date.
Okay.
Rehab program. Physiotherapist for rehab program.
Yeah. Arrange home visits by physiotherapist for rehabilitation program. All right. Yes. Okay. Rehabilitation program. And what are we writing here? It is like a home visits for. Okay, we can just include here rehabilitation. Okay, I think the purpose of home visit is rehabilitation program. Yeah, you're right. You are in a way correct, because we can have some more rehabilitation program. You're right, absolutely right. Yes, it was my mistake. Like so, same as P2, that is purpose, same as P2 plus rehabilitation. Okay, so in that case, since we have already mentioned a home visits here, we can write rehabilitation program. Fine. Yeah, that is completely fine. Okay. Yeah, thank you for that. Okay. So is the Prado clear to all of you?
Yes, sir.
After completing M and E. So what is M and E? M for marking. Yeah, and E for elimination. We are moving to the next step, that is L and O. Yes, today that means Tuesdays are meant for L and O. And what is L and O? L stands for launching and O stands for opening paragraph. Yes, everybody, please listen. You have to follow this method completely, because you won't understand how easy this Mellon's OET letter writing method is. You can really experience that. Everybody who went for the examination, I think in the last 5 or 6 months since we introduced this Mellon's method of writing, I think 90% of our students passed in writing. Of course, unfortunately, some of them or many of them failed in reading. That is very common everywhere. Every institute is facing the same problem. Reading is becoming tougher every day, because of the research materials. They are providing research materials and journals. So it becomes difficult for you. Okay. So we are moving on to L and O today. Launching and opening of the letter. So we do launching and opening. Let's start with the launching. How do we do the launching? Everybody knows how to do the launching. We do launching with just a small mantra called DATS. DATS. D, A, D, and S. D stands for date. A stands for address of the recipient. And D for dear, whatever you want to write. Then this one stands for subject. But these days, we are having only one subject, that is RE. Reference or referral is a subject of most of 99% of the letters. We are having only referral as a subject. Now I have to show you how to do this one. Please tell me the date of writing. Please tell me. You have to take date of writing from here.
29th
April.
Right. Very good. Look at this one once again before we do that. It is so once we have completed this Pradoc, we can easily go to the date. Everybody knows which date it is. Date of.
Good morning, sir.
Hi, good morning. Yeah, who is this? Nima? Okay, welcome. Welcome to class.
Sharayu, sir.
Sharayu, okay, Sharayu, yes. Okay, Sharayu. You just came now, Sharayu. Sharayu, did you enter the class just now?
Yes, sir.
Okay, welcome. Okay, come. So,
yes, thank you.
Okay, now please look at this one. Date comes here. Date of writing comes D, sorry, D3. Let me show you. D3 will be this one. D3 will be the date of writing. Okay. Now, address will be going to this one, recipient. Who is the recipient? Mr. Amit Kumar, and whatever the address we have got about him, address is to be provided. Dear Mr. Amit Kumar or dear sir, we can write. Since it is Mr., dear sir is fine. Or since it is a name is mentioned, we can write dear Mr. Amit Kumar. Remember, when you address somebody by nurse, dear doctor, and dear, when you say dear Mr. Amit Kumar, okay, or dear Mr. Kumar, so this Mr. is as respectful as doctor and nurse. Don't forget that. Some people think that, okay, Mr. is not as equal to, okay, not like that. Mr. means you are respecting somebody. You are respecting somebody. That's the reason. Okay, that's the reason we don't use Miss and Master for small children, because we don't have to respect them. We have to give them love. Maybe that's the reason why these days we don't see Master and Miss, MISS. Okay, we don't see that. Probably that is the reason. Now we have the subject here. What is the subject of this letter? We know in the subject area or in the RE area, we have to write this one and this one. So the letters launching area will be complete by doing this one. So this is it. When you prepare the Pradoc before writing the letter, it is going to be so easy, so super easy. Now, who is going to help me with writing the date and all this? Can somebody help me?
Hi, sir.
Yeah.
29th April.
29th April.
2023.
Okay, then we have to write the address. Mr.
Amit Kumar.
Yeah, Mr. Amit Kumar.
Physiotherapist.
Okay.
Suite 5.
Yeah.
Comma 379. In that address,
okay, fine. Yeah, whatever the address is there, we can complete the address. Okay, fine. After that, we have to write the next one.
Swanston. Yes.
Yeah, we can complete that one. Okay, I'm not completing it here. We can complete it later. Okay. So DAD. So dear Mr. Kumar.
Dear Mr. Kumar. Comma.
Yeah, and a comma is mandatory. We know that. And then with the last one, RE, which is a subject. Mr.
Tom Clark.
Tom Clark.
Semicolon.
Very good. Okay.
Date of DOB. After that, 21 September 1955.
Oh, September 1955.
50.
Okay. So I think
Clark. C, sir.
Clark. Okay. Oh, okay. Sorry. Yes.
CLA.
Okay, correct. Thank you. If you make any mistake like this one, if you change C to K, probably you will lose your complete OET exam just because of a K and C issue. Because a nurse is supposed to be extremely careful with everything, especially in the case of administering medicines. And for you, if you don't see the difference between C and K, then you will not see the difference between microgram and milligram. Okay, so this is a really, so we don't know how OET is assessing you. So, during the 10:30 class, Vivena ma'am always tells you one thing, and I don't agree with her. Okay, so this is my personal view. Okay, and I think she used to work as an interlocutor also, so she knows better. But see, I don't believe everything. I mean, she says your the assessor is not the person who is going to, the interlocutor is not the person who is going to mark you. Okay, and your eye contact and other things are not marked. This is what she says, and we all have to believe her because she is an experienced person. But this is my personal view only. Don't tell her that I'm teaching something opposite to her. Okay, I'm not at all teaching. I'm just giving an idea for you. I think in most of the cases, OET is just making us fools by saying that only the audio is recorded. So when you hear that only the video is recorded, sorry, only the audio is recorded, you will not be careful about your appearance. You will not be careful about your appearance, your look and your eye contact, or your body language, and you will be very careless about that. Because why? Because only the audio is being recorded. But in fact, it is the interlocutor who is going to give you the score. Just believe that way. Sorry, just think that way. If I am right, then we are all committing a very serious mistake. So the interlocutor is the one who is going to give you the score also. Do you think that 30,000 people's audio will be sent to Australia for assessment? Is it possible? 30,000 within 1 week's time they have to do? How many workers, how many staff members should be there in Australia, Melbourne, Box Hill at the OET headquarters? I don't think it is possible. So we are going to believe only what our trainers are telling, but this is just a food for thought. Just a food for thought. You can think about it. I'm never saying that this is, Vivina ma'am is wrong. She must be right because she has more experience in this case. But we can also think the other way. Okay, fine. We are moving again. So my point is OET can always confuse you by, in a way, they can confuse you and they will come to know the real character of you in that way. Fine. So we have completed the launching part. So launching part is done with the DADS. Is there any confusion for this? Probably you have no confusion. Now it is time for us to go to the opening part. How do we do the opening part? We do opening part with the PRPPD. Remember this one. We do opening part with PRPPD. And everybody knows PRPPD very clearly now. Tomorrow is the narration day. We'll be doing the narration tomorrow. Okay, now listen. What is PRPPD? There are three kinds of PRPPD. PRPPD, UPRPPD, and TPRPPD. Okay. So, is it a known case?
Unknown, sir.
It is an unknown case. If it is a known case, you have to use either this one or this one. Especially if you're writing a letter to the GP of the patient, you can write UPRPPD, and U stands for, this is to update. This is to update the health status of Mr. So-and-so. Okay. And if there was a telephonic call, or if there is any kind of prior communication between the recipient and the center, then we can use TPRPPD. And once again, UPRPPD is used for transfer. TPRPPD is also used for transfer, whereas PRPPD is simply for home visits, mostly for home visits, like physiotherapists, doctors. We can use PRPPD for this one. I'm concluding, we cannot use UPRPPD here because this is not a known case. We cannot use TPRPPD here because there is no mention that Mr. Amit Kumar has been contacted over the phone, over the email. No prior contact has been established between the sender of the letter and the recipient of the letter. Therefore, we have to conclude that this is a PRPPD letter. And I'm sure, and I'm sorry to hear that some of you are not familiar with what is PRPPD. So there is an audio, sorry, there is a video on our YouTube channel. Please go there and you will find what is PRPPD there. Please find it out. It's a very important one. After this class, you can go to that. Okay, anyway, now P stands for patients. Patient. R stands for requires. P stands for present condition. Present condition. Sorry, I think I made a mistake. The second P stands for purpose. Yeah, and then there'll be full stop. Then we'll have PRP PD, the present condition of the patient, present condition of the patient, plus discharge or transfer date. The date of discharge or date of transfer. Are we transferring or are we discharging? In this letter, are we transferring or discharging?
He's not.
Yeah,
He's not admitted.
Okay, yeah, he's not admitted. So when a patient is not admitted, what we do? Okay, when a patient is not admitted, okay, fine. So, all right.
There is not discharge date.
PRPP. Yeah, it's not a PRPPD. So remember, as I told you, there are different kinds of PRPPD. One is UPRPPD, one is TPRPPD, one is simply PRPPD. All these three kinds of PRPPD can go without the last D. Here, just like this one. If the patient is not admitted, can you discharge the patient? If the patient is not admitted, can you discharge the patient?
No.
Okay, so
No.
the patient was not admitted. Therefore, you cannot use PRPPD here. We have to make it as small as possible, and this will be PRPP. Now, look at this one. What is the patient's name? Mr. Tom Clark. Yes, requires. Tom Clark plus requires. What does he require? Yes, rehabilitation, rehabilitative.
Because home visits for rehabilitation program.
Rehabilitation program.
Yeah, rehabilitative program at home. Okay, rehabilitative program at home. At home means at his home, or home visit for rehabilitative program is also completely fine. Rehabilitative program at home or home visits for rehabilitative program is also fine. So there is a full stop. Then you have to say, what is the present condition? What is his present condition? He has
stiffness and limited range of motion in the
he has stiffness.
elbow.
All right.
Limited range of motion in the left elbow. Actually,
No, can we say in a different way, like he is recuperating something?
I wrote like this also. He is recuperating from right elbow injury after an accident also. I wrote like that also.
Okay.
I have handled.
Very good. Okay. He is recuperating from or after?
He is recuperating after an accident.
Okay. Or from, if you are
sir, he is recuperating from right elbow injury after an accident.
Right elbow injury after an accident. Okay, there are many ways.
But this is not the current condition, no, sir. Actually,
he is recuperating.
If he is, he is recuperating from right elbow injury after an accident. Then why we have to send the patient for to the physiotherapist, sir?
Yeah, because wait. Sharule, wait. Okay, wait. So he is recuperating. Okay, although the progress is very slow, still he is recuperating. Okay, so you can also write this way. He has slow progress.
The current condition is stiffness and limited range of motion, sir.
Okay.
So we have to mention that now there.
We can mention that way also. It's fine. He has slow progress in 1 second in recuperating from right elbow injury after an accident. That is also fine. So I'm going to write some of the beautiful lines that some of you wrote. I'm welcoming
Sir,
everybody.
sir,
Yeah, please. Aditi, how did you
sir,
write?
yes, I have written like this. Mr. Tom Clark requires home visits by physiotherapist for
Mhm.
rehabilitation. Full
No.
stop. He is
Okay.
he is recuperating from non-displaced fracture of the coronoid process of the ulna.
Okay, you have gone into the specifics. No problem, because the physiotherapist will clearly understand that. But one mistake that you committed is, what was the first line? Did you mention the word physiotherapist?
Yes, sir.
That is not really required, because we are writing this letter to the physiotherapist only. So he understands. If you write a letter to a physiotherapist, that means it is very clear. If you are writing a letter to me, that means you are contacting me for OET training only. So you don't have to say, I need OET training from you. Okay, I need a training from you is enough. Okay, okay. In some cases,
Yes,
it is
sir.
not always the same thing. Will you please say the same thing, Aditi, Mr. Tom Clark?
Yes, requires home visits by physiotherapist for rehabilitation.
So just avoid the word by physiotherapist. Home visits. Yes, home visits. Tell me.
For rehabilitation.
Okay, then what did you write?
He is recuperating from non-displaced fracture of the coronoid process of the ulna.
He is recuperating from non-displaced
Fracture of the coronoid process of the ulna.
Okay, that is the end, right? Mr. Tom Clark
Yes, sir.
requires home visits for rehabilitation. He is recuperating from non-displaced fracture of the coronoid process of the ulna. Okay. Somebody else wrote in a different way. Somebody wants to say? Somebody else wrote in a different way. Please come forward. Let's see how you wrote. Maybe you must have written better than others. Please say. Come on. I will not name anybody. If you think you have written differently, or you think that you are not sure whether your first paragraph was not beautiful, you can just read it out so that we can analyze it.
Sir,
Yeah.
I wrote like this. This is cost home visits for Mr. Tom Clark, who requires rehabilitation program. He is writing after motorbike accident.
No, motorbike is not required here. Will you please repeat the same? Please read it again.
This is to request home visit for Mr. Tom Clark, who requires rehabilitation program.
Okay.
He is recuperating after motorbike accident.
Accident is enough. Motorbike, we will explain these things. Those details will be explained later on. But see, who is that? Is it Benny?
Yes.
Benny, you are not following our method. Actually, I really appreciate when you take a risk and when you write that way. Okay, fine, because you are using your own brain and you are writing. But see, the reason why we are following our PRPPD, you are not following PRPPD here. As per PRPPD, the first word should be the patient's name itself, because the style that you said is very old one, and almost 80% or more of the participants will be using the same thing. But our method is completely kind of new, just 5 months old style, and it is the best one because you will not commit any mistake. So please, Denny and everybody, please follow this method. Okay, because it's so easy for you. All you have to do is just write the patient's name first, then write a request, the word requires, and then just mention what is the purpose of this one, and then write this one. So, you know, if you don't follow this, what will happen? You will definitely write this word who. Okay. Mr. Tom Clark, who requires home visits for rehabilitation. I am sure that at least somebody in this class wrote this way. Is there anybody in this class who wrote the first sentence as this one? Anybody? Anybody who wrote who in this one? Can you please raise your hands? Anybody who wrote who in the first paragraph? will you please raise your hand? Shubham, thank you. Anybody else?
No, sir. No, sorry, sir.
Okay.
I missed it.
Okay, fine. Okay, anyway, so we have got rid of our WHO virus. The WHO virus is almost eliminated now. Fine, thank you. So anybody else wrote in a different way, please come forward.
Sir, Mr. Tom Clark requires a rehabilitate program at home. He is recuperating from non-displaced fracture due to met with an accident.
Due to? No, I think you read something. Due to?
Met with an accident.
Okay, there is a problem, Mahalashmi. You know,
Yes,
actually, thank you really for reading that out, because many people are not reading it out. I think, see, it's an open platform. Anybody can come forward. And if you're scared of, or if you're shy, you can do one thing. You can change your name. I don't mind. If you are, shy of exposing your own mistakes. Okay, Mahalashmi, I really appreciate this one. Okay, so please tell me, what you read, what you wrote there, Mr.
Mr. Tom Clark requires a rehabilitate program at home.
Requires rehabilitative.
Program at home.
Okay.
Full stop. He is recuperating from non-displaced fracture due to met with an accident.
Thank you. With an accident. Okay, can I know, is there anybody in this class who wrote this way, like due to met with an accident? Did anybody write this way? This last line, due to met with an accident. Did anybody else write that way?
No, sir.
Okay, fine. Okay, Mahalashmi, no problem. This is a kind of a Mr. Tom Clark requires rehabilitative program at home. So you followed the same way, Mr. Tom Clark. Okay, requires, same thing, rehabilitative program at home. All the three things are clear. He is recuperating from non-displaced fracture. Okay, you don't want to mention which part of the bone, fracture of the, okay, fracture due to met with an accident. See, remember, due to, after due to, always we write, like I canceled the class due to bad weather. Okay, due to, okay, can we write I canceled the class due to the weather was bad? No. Okay, or I postponed my exam due to health issues. Due to health issues. Okay, can we write I postponed my exam due to my health was bad? No, there also we cannot write. So after due to, you should always write a noun form. You should write in noun form. Due to, a noun form is required here. For everybody's attention, please understand this is very important. All right. Yes, yes, Kennedy. Yes, not all the videos, but some of the videos are posted on YouTube, and you will find videos. I mean, I will also check it today, and I will add some more videos. Okay, it is an answer to Kennedy, who asked a question as a message. Okay, so we are moving on. Here, due to bad weather, due to pregnancy, due to miscarriage. So after due to, we should always be writing a noun form here. Fracture due to an accident. Okay, due to an accident. This is the way we have to write. Okay, so even now there are many of you who have some silly mistakes, who are repeatedly committing the same silly mistakes because you don't ask, you don't want anybody know that. So please understand, just like Mahalashmi was very open now, you know, I can see that students like Mahalashmi have got a higher chance of passing OET exams because they don't worry who is going to listen or who is going to laugh at them. And one thing I know, nobody in this class is going to laugh at anybody. Okay, I can experience the same thing because if you laugh at anybody, you would have laughed at me first. Okay, so I have committed so many mistakes. Okay, yeah, tell me.
Instead of that, can we use caused by or caused by an accident instead of due to?
Due to, we usually, okay, due to is permitted in OET, but caused by an accident is also not a, it's a rare way of saying, we don't say that. Due to an accident is enough. Actually, due to is equal to caused by. Earlier, people used to say caused by, but nowadays we are using due to or owing to, owing to, owing to. Okay, this, but even the problem in English is some words will be out of fashion. So for a period of 10 years, maybe 15 years, those words will not be used. And then suddenly one day, some movie star will use the same word, or a writer will use the same word, or a politician will use the same word, then once again it will become fashionable. So, you know, so many such fashionable words are there. At present, we don't use that way. Okay, Trupti.
Okay. Okay, sir.
All right, any other question, anybody?
Sir,
Yeah.
after due to, sorry, after due to, we are writing, already one time you explained that negative sentences we can write after due to, but is there any criteria after due to write like this? That for a due to plus noun we are writing, you explained now the same, like is there any other criteria after
No.
due to?
No, it's okay. Usually after due to, we write negative things, but that rule is also very much outdated and very old fashioned. So you can openly, without any confusion, you can write due to, you can write. Okay, injury. In this case, you know, in this case, this accident and other things can be explained later on. The details are not required in the first paragraph. If you don't include this one, injury, that's enough. Okay, recuperating from right elbow injury. So, okay, so see, for this physiotherapist, whether it was an accident, car accident, bike accident, or just a fall from home, or fall from the balcony, the ladder, or something like fainting on the road, everything is okay. Whatever happened, there is of course a fracture. Whatever happened, there is of course a pain. So we don't have to worry about this one. It was a motor accident. What was it? A car? Yes. Which car was it? Okay, BMW. Okay. No, other one. It was a Porsche. Okay. Or another one. It was an Audi. So there is no difference between any of them. The injury doesn't depend on the brand of the car. So we don't have to give all the details here. This much is enough. Even the coronoid process of the ulna can also be mentioned later on. All those specifics are not really required in the first paragraph or in the opening paragraph. I think you have understood almost how to write. So my request is to everybody, please follow the PRPPD method. So once you come into the opening paragraph, you have to think first, is it a PRPPD? No. Is it a UPRPPD? No. Is it a TPRPPD? No. Okay, fine. Then there is no admission for the patient. So no discharge also for the patient. And T, no T because the recipient has not been already contacted earlier. So remove this T also. So finally we are getting it. And what about you? No way, because we are not writing to somebody known person, no. So you cannot update. Update means you are updating to somebody who already knows about the patient's condition, especially the GP of the patient. GP was in touch with the patient till yesterday, but for the last 24 hours, the GP has no idea about the patient's condition. So it is your duty, it is your duty to update the GP about it. That's the reason we are using UPRPPD for GPs. Okay. So once again, there is the most common one is PRPPD if the patient is admitted. Okay. Other one is UPRPPD for GPs and non-cases. TPRPPD is the third and the last one when the recipient has already been contacted. And all these PRPPDs may go with or without D. And this is what we have got. Mr. Tom Clark is P, requires is R, rehabilitative program at home is P. He has slow progress in recuperating from right elbow injury. And you know, if you don't follow the PRPPD, if you don't decide PRPPD, what will happen? Just like I committed the mistake earlier and is being discharged Oh, then suddenly you will understand, no, there's nothing like it today or tomorrow. You'll be simply wasting at least 10 minutes searching for the discharge date somewhere in this one. You will be feeling panicky and confused in the examination hall. So if you decide which one, PRPPD, TPRPPD, UPRPPD, or one of them without D, if you can decide this first and if you can go on, then things will be very fantastic. Okay, so that's what I want to tell you. Anybody having any question?
Sir,
Yeah.
it is already diagnosed, no?
Mhm.
So can we write like this? Mr. Tom Clark requires home visits for rehabilitative program.
Mhm.
Full stop.
Mhm.
He has stiffness and limited range of motion in the elbow.
Mhm.
Elbow after an accident.
Okay.
Is that okay? Or we have to write, means this is my doubt, sir.
Okay.
Because it is already diagnosed, no? So that
So-
we can write like that way.
Like, what is the second sentence you said? He has.
He has stiffness and limited range of motion
Mhm.
in the elbow.
You can write no
In
problem.
the no problem.
You can write it if you, because that is the present condition. There are so many
Yes.
ways of writing the present condition. You can write the present
Okay.
condition. That's enough. No problem. All right.
Okay.
I think it's almost clear to anybody. If anybody is having a question, please ask me.
Excuse me, sir.
Sir,
Yeah, Shubham, please tell me. Shubham, you can continue.
Sir, I think there is a left elbow injury.
Is it a left or right?
That is left only, sir. Left elbow injury.
Left elbow.
Okay, fine. Thank you. Right. Okay, I can commit mistakes, but you are not supposed to commit mistakes. Okay, teachers will always say the same thing. Okay. Okay, anyway, so we have completed the MELO are completed. Tomorrow is the N and
Excuse
S
me,
day.
sir.
Yes, tell me.
Sir, I want to ask you, told that for the general physician, it is URPPD. If
Mhm.
it is non for the physician or not non for the physician for both, we
Uh,
will write.
Yeah, if the recipient knows the patient already, like in that case, we can write UPRPPD. In that case, whether the patient, whether the recipient is GP or non-GP, there is no problem at all. If the recipient knows the patient already, or if the patient had been treated by the patient, the recipient maybe 1 month ago, 2 months ago, if in any way, if the recipient knows the patient's past medical history, then we can write
Yes.
UPRPPD.
Yes, I am just asking this one that if it is patient GP, family GP, then okay, URPPD. But if he is not a family doctor or not previous physician, we are just writing general physician. So it is not mentioned, only general physician.
Then
It's mentioned.
PRPPD. We'll be using PRPPD or sometimes
Okay.
TPRPPD also. In case, suppose you are writing to a doctor who has not been the GP or somebody who knows the patient, and but
Yes.
still, of course, he's a GP or he's a doctor. Okay, so we are writing
Oh, okay.
a letter to that person. Suppose
Yes.
that doctor has already been contacted, or suppose that doctor has already given permission to transfer the patient to his clinic or his hospital. There we can write
Yes.
GPRPPD because
TRPPD.
yeah,
Okay.
GPRPPD. Okay.
TRPPD.
Otherwise, in most
Yes.
of the cases, nurses and physiotherapists and social workers and rehabilitative care everywhere, most of the cases, especially when the patients,
PRPPD.
yes, correct.
Okay.
Especially when
Yes.
the
Okay.
patient's diagnosis is done, then we write, mostly we write PRPPD.
PRPPD.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think PRPPD is the most common one. PRPPD is the most common one.
Okay.
Others are less common. And this one without a D is very less, very
Yes.
rare,
Okay.
very, very rare. Okay.
Okay.
And you know, OIT will always give you what is rare.
Yes. Okay.
Oh, yes, okay. So I think it's all clear to you. We have completed
Yes.
M, E, and L, O are done. Tomorrow is the NS day. Tomorrow is when, really, that's a beautiful word. Okay. Every Wednesday will be the NS days now. Okay. So remember, we'll be completing N and S tomorrow. N stands for narration and S stands for signing. Narration is a really complicated one. But if you understand the diving and rising pattern, you will be able to overcome this problem also. So tomorrow is the diving and rising day. Get ready for that. And this way, I'm going to wind up the session. Okay, so the next class will be at 10:30. So please don't miss the class. Siji, do you have a question to me? I think you have raised your hand.
Yes, sir. I have
Yeah.
one question, sir.
Please.
Actually, you told me this after injury, from left elbow injury. After we had to write, no, sir, instead of from.
From plus a disease condition. Okay. Disease
Okay.
condition. For every disease condition, you can write from. After
From,
is
yes.
used. Yeah. After is used for any surgery or a procedure. Any
Okay,
surgery. Okay.
that means this is injury, you know. So that
Yeah,
is
I'm
my
coming to
doubt
that.
is.
I'm coming to that. Okay.
Oh,
And
okay.
from or after can be written for I mean, like an accident or event or an injury or a burn. All these things. So we can say, in a way, they all are known as events. So for
Yes.
from or after are okay with the events. All the events we can write that way. An accident is an event. An accident is an event. A burn is an event. At the same time, they are kind of there will be some kind of procedure also will be there after the accident. There will be some kind of procedure will be there after this one. Okay, and that's the reason why both of them are okay here.
Okay, sir. Now it's clear.
Okay. So take a break, and if anybody has a question, please ask me. If you don't have, if you are scared of asking in publicly, you can ask in the groups so that I can answer that also. All right. That's
Sir, will you please add me to the main group, sir?
yeah, definitely. In main group,
Good to
which
add
main? Which group? The main group, right?
May group for
Yeah.
1 week, sir, because I booked the exam, no?
Yeah.
So after 1 week,
Yeah. See,
I can go to
Sharu,
the.
you are already in the other group. You are already in the other group. So that group will not
Okay.
be, that other group will not be deleted. So that
Okay, sir.
that will be there till the examination day. Okay. Don't worry.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay, bye. See you. See you. Okay then. Bye bye.
Okay, sir. Thank
Thank
you.
you, sir.
Okay.